Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another exciting episode of Is It Wrong Podcast with your host, me, Rey Parra. Make sure to hit the like button, make sure to subscribe and share. Add all your comments. We love the comments. Every time we have a special guest, there's different comments. We have a conversation. We have a great time, guys. Remember to get our merch. We got some cool t-shirts, some cool mechanic shirts, some hats, some buttons, some mugs, all kinds of real good stuff. But just stay tuned for today's guest. It's going to be a great one. Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting episode of Is It Wrong? I'm Rey Parra, your host, and my co-host Dave. And today in the house we have a band called Legacy. Guys, how you doing?
Doing great. Good to see you guys.
Good, man. Let me give you, for those of you who don't know who they are, I'm going to give you a little background. You got Doug on lead vocals. You got Matthew Rice on lead guitar, Fred Blanchard on guitar and keys, and they all sing backups, by the way. And then John Rice on bass, and John Jenkins on drums. Unfortunately, they're not all here with us today, but these guys are an Ohio-based band formed in 1987, correct? Yes?
Correct.
Yes, okay. And y'all have two records out. The most recent release in 2024 is called Hello New World. And I've had the pleasure of hearing that before you guys released it because Fred sent me some.
Oh, cool.
And these guys are, in my opinion, top 40 rock, metal, light metal, you know, yada, 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 yada. But that's just my opinion. Everybody will form their own opinion on the band. Guys.
That's my opinion!
Welcome to Is It Wrong? How you doing?
Doing good. Great. Thanks for having us, Ray and Dave. Yeah. Glad to be here.
Good deal, man. Good deal. We'd like to have a lot of fun on here, so don't be afraid to laugh and cut up. Or pick on Dave or whatever it is you want to do.
You would never do any of that.
Yeah. No, neither would we, right? Oh, man. So, guys, man, it's been how many years since your first record? I mean, why the hiatus?
Oh, geez. Wow.
Long time.
Since our first EP release, when did that come out? We recorded it fall of 89. Is that correct?
89, that's correct. 87, I think, is when they said it. No, you formed it in 80. Yeah.
When we met. No, we recorded that in the fall of 88. Sorry. Anyway, okay. So, and that was when we were young whippersnappers, and we put that out there on cassette. And we were really, trying to get some interest from labels, and we were going out and gigging and selling that. And fast forward to 2010. I believe 2008, 2010, Facebook happened. We never really signed to any label that had any kind of full album release. We were on a couple compilations with Pure Metal. We were on one of Heavy Righteous Metal Volume 2, I think. And then we had a song that was released on a compilation from Star Song. But in terms of an album, in 2010, I believe, Ionian Records, which is a really cool kind of boutique indie label started by somebody in Indianapolis who his goal was to sign, or his vision was to sign all these unsigned bands that he loved and he saw in back in the day playing in the Midwest. And so he reached out to us, and luckily we had a lot of really good demos of original music, and we were able to get with him. And that release that came out then, which was, I believe, just self-titled, it had those were recorded back in the day, shall we say, in the late 80s, early 90s.
In the Stone Age. Yeah. And then, life happens and stuff. But the reason it's been so long since that release first came out, and this one is really just, life and the other guys can chime in too, finding that time to get together and work on some songs and tracks and stuff, which we all really love doing. But, we always say it's not going to take so long for the next one. But yeah, man, no, I'm right there with you. I remember the last time seeing you guys when we all played together, you all look like this.
Those chicks are hot. Look at those chicks.
Dave says those chicks are hot. Hey, I'm trying to figure out how you all went from that to this. I mean, what happened?
Well, it was a lot of time in the gym. A lot of time.
Back when dudes looked like chicks. Oh wait, that's still going on today.
Dudes are becoming chicks today, actually. So. Oh man, and then
ugly ones too.
None of us. Happy to report, none of us. On that. That's.
So you haven't had the sex change yet. You're still waiting.
I don't know how to answer.
I'm kidding, John. I'm kidding.
Are you on the waiting list?
Still waiting. If I say no, then I'm not. If I say yes, then I'm waiting. So.
I know that's one of those questions. Darned if you do, darned if you don't. Right?
Right. That's right.
Oh man, Fred, I remember reaching out to you, man, when we played Immortal, and you're like, "Hey, I'm gonna go over there." I couldn't believe seeing you after so long, man. Just it's like we picked up right where we left off.
Yeah,
it's crazy, man.
It's awesome. It was so good to see you guys again. I mean, it'd been 30 plus years.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Fred, you got a guitar on the wall behind you that caught my eye because I'm a big Van Halen fan. So I see the Eddie guitar back there on your wall.
Yeah, the Frankie.
Yeah, man. Wow, that's cool.
Matter of fact, every one of those guitars, except this one far over here, that's my 80s Kramer Night Swan that I bought back in, I think, 87, 88. And then all the rest of them are EVH brand, except for this Strat is GNL Strat.
Very
so
cool.
I like EVH guitars.
Well, I got one for Christmas, but it's a miniature Eddie Van Halen Frankenstrat.
Oh, I have one of those.
I say Fred's got that too. He's got that one too.
Yep. And my wife got me an Eddie Van Halen Funko Pop. So
cool. I've seen that.
Yeah.
Well, you're in good company.
Eddie.
You're in good company with this band because Matt, who's not here, our guitar player, that's that's his probably favorite guitar player of all time. It's my favorite guitar player of all time as a bass player. But lots of Van Halen love for us.
Yeah, John, I thought you'd be like a Steve Harris fan, man.
I like Steve Harris. Yeah. That guy can do a lot with two fingers.
Bro, it's crazy, right?
His gallop is a 2-finger gallop.
Yeah, man.
I don't know. He's crazy.
Hey, yeah. So after all this time was together, who decided, hey, it's time to do another record? Was that something you guys all just said, you know what, let's do another album, let's do that,
Yeah,
who
I think
decided that?
with Fred's studio. See, Fred's got a nice studio. That's where he's got the guitars there. And so it was just something where I think just to get us together again, we kind of missed being able to get together and fellowship in that way. And so then we started playing the old songs. It's like, hey, we ought to start laying down some tracks, that kind of thing. And then ultimately it ended up where we said, well, let's try writing some new stuff. So that was kind of fun too, to be able to pull out some of the ideas that we had from over the years, kind of combine it again. That was the fun thing, was getting to write together again. And everybody kind of put in their own feel and everything. And then of course just add the big vocals. And
yeah. Was it kind of awkward or no?
I don't think so. Just one of the things I've always liked to do is in songwriting, I usually will kind of put together a demo that pretty much has kind of the full structure, and then we can just break it apart. So that's kind of cool.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can kind of take it and just say, okay, now let's, this would be a good place for a solo. This would be a good place for drum break, bass licks, things like that. So it makes it a little easier.
Yeah.
It seems like that's the common thing with most bands. One or two guys will put everything together, and everybody will say, "Okay, let's pick it apart. Let's do this. Let's do that." And it really works, man.
But for us, one cool thing though too that I love doing is like Fred or Matt or even John will have like a certain riff that they've kind of had mulling in their heads, and they lay that down, and then it's like, all right, so I'll take that, maybe do a vocal over it, or try to pass to something on it, and it's just fun. It's a good recipe.
Yeah.
Say Doug is being pretty modest. He's a very prolific songwriter.
Yes.
And it's great being in band with him because he'll come with really these pretty complete ideas that really lays a ground.
Fries are done.
Fries are done. I had an extra part. I supersized. No. But yeah, Doug will come in with I hate even saying a start, like a really good foundation of like pretty much the parts, and then we'll take it and we can play with it. It just makes it very easy to kind of collaborate and feel like we can move forward. Instead of just like an idea here and an idea there. Everybody kind of brings in their flavor, and Fred's really good at coming up with certain riffs and stuff we can kind of play on. And it's gotten weird for me as I'm 62 now, and you've heard of writer's block. I have like writer's block. Sure. Like forever, kind of. It takes me forever to just. I try to get in that creative mode, and I work on stuff. We're working on some Warrior stuff right now for a new record, and it's just, man, I don't know what it is. I struggle with that right now.
Yeah,
But
a lot of what I've felt, because for me, we went through a period of time too after Legacy. We did a band called Blame Lucy. And Blame Lucy was kind of more of a grunge kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
So then you're kind of going through style, over the years. And so then what we ended up with on Hello New World, a couple of the tracks was like kind of a mix of all that put together and then put the Legacy spin on it. So it was kind of fun, to be able to pull from different things.
I got a little picture of you on stage when you guys were in Blame Lucy.
He has more hair than me, though.
Dave, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, so on the new album, are all the songs brand new, or are some of them like stuff you guys wrote a long while back and just never really did anything with, or?
You guys take.
Yeah, so two of the songs are brand new. These 5 words and 21.
My favorite song on that record, bro.
These 5 words.
Yes, I've played that song 100 times.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah,
we love that track, man.
That actually, if I digress for just a minute, that was kind of the track that made us think we should make an album, because Doug came and said he's been pretty active, maybe a little more active in terms of like gigging and writing music and stuff like that than the rest of us for the last. Well, John's gigged a lot, but anyways, Doug came to us and said, I got this song. I think it's a Legacy song. And it was these 5 words, as opposed to New Method or what he was writing. And so we were listening to it. We were like, that song's got a great hook.
The hook, man.
But so, it's great.
Yeah, dude, just catchy, man.
Yeah.
I can't sing it like Doug, of course, but
I want to hear you sing it, Ray.
I'll do it, man. I'll do it. I'll track it and I'll send it to you.
I'd love to hear it. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And then, so a couple of the songs, the rest of the songs were ones that had been written back in the old days. A couple of them we'd already released, and then 3 or 4 other weren't released on the original Legacy. Everything was though tracked and fresh. So a lot of the recordings are old. They're all in the last year or two and mixed and mastered and everything. So
that's great.
Yeah,
that's great, man. Now, real quick, Eric, Eric Adams. He was the original founder of you guys, right? He's the one that originally started the band.
I would call him the intro. He made the introductions. He was the
He introduced you to each other.
Yeah.
It was like his vision or whatever, Yeah.
Yeah, he had a connection. He knew Matt and I, and he knew Fred.
That's
and
cool.
He was like, he knew Fred's brother, and by extension, Fred. He's a little older than us, maybe 10 years older than us.
Okay.
We were all like 18.
Whose phone is doing that?
It might be
That
all
is my
Matt's
computer.
Matt
That's your
says he's in
computer.
the waiting room if you want to pull him in for.
Oh, hang on. Let me see.
Is that cool?
That's totally cool. I didn't realize he was there. Hang on a second.
Yeah, so he's dinging all of us. Ding.
Matt, my lord. There he is.
Yeah, just in
Wow,
time.
I got
Eric
a few
Adams.
minutes.
Eric Adams.
Wow.
I can stay till 8.
Now you guys are all in Ohio?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Within what, half hour, 45 minutes of each other max.
All in the greater Columbus area.
Right on.
Matt, your solo's on that record, bro.
Oh man, do you like them?
Sick. It almost reminds me like if I would have taught you how to play guitar. I'm just throwing it out there.
Thanks, man.
Here's my horses.
Dude, and I love this. Dave had a question about it. Dave, what was your question about that?
No, I was saying my horses came in here.
Oh yeah, no, but didn't you say that was that video AI generated?
Yeah, was that AI generated? Because it looks like it to me. I mean, everybody's using AI now. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, not that it's wrong.
People did that.
Yeah, that was the label.
And then I heard Fred was telling me that at your record release, you guys had a huge crowd. I think I got a video clip of that as well.
Shut your trap.
Is that right?
That's your biggest fan. That guy's your biggest fan.
And I'll tell you
That was
what,
your dad.
great about that. They buy CDs.
It's what?
Those people buy CDs.
Oh, you know they do, bro.
Young people, man, they don't
Yeah.
want CDs.
We sold
Those
120.
people, they line up and they want your autograph.
But at the same time, they got every cassette man ever made too.
Yeah. They were some of them were asking about 8-track.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I think, Ray, don't we have footage of somebody listening to it at home? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I downloaded it, bro.
Oh, come on.
Oh man, I
Come
didn't.
on.
Creepy.
I
We got
didn't.
footage of you listening at home.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry, man. Our show ain't nothing but a circus.
Welcome to the circus.
We just get crazy.
I like that. That was like that was keeping with the
That's a
space
cool jam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we just, bro. You know what? So many people say, don't you have like a script or something? I do. I'm looking at it, but for me,
You got like an outline, bro.
yeah, man. I like to have fun. I like to get to know you guys. I like to break the ice. And what people always tell me about my podcast, our podcast, Dave and I, is that they say it feels like they're sitting in the living room with all of us on the show and just chatting.
Yeah.
And I love that. Just, is it wrong? Not at all, but hey, so.
Well, I'll tell you what it reminds me of is late night at the truck stop diner where was that at Evansville, Indiana, or somewhere where we opened for Sacred Warrior. With you guys, and we were mild mannered. I couldn't believe how crazy you guys were. I was like, I don't know.
And we were the old dogs, man. You know why?
You were. I know. We were like, oh.
Hey, because we take Triactin. Do you guys take your Triactin?
Triactin, no.
You know what that is, Triactin? Triactin like a man, baby. So Larry Worley, our new guitar player in Sacred Warrior, the first podcast I did with him, I told him, I said, man, I'm tired today. And this and he goes, hey, bro, did you take your Triactin? I'm like, what is that? And he goes, Try acting like a man. So I stole that from him.
Tell
and
them
I
where
use
it is in the store so they can find it.
Oh, it's on the shelf right next to the grower set. Anyways, but so I stole that from him and I use it on all my podcasts. And then we had a guy at one of our shows last year or something like that. He comes up and he says, "Hey, I got a gift for you." And he gives me a box full of these cups that he had made for us.
Great.
That's what I got one, yeah, they're actually pretty cool.
Ray's
like
got
them.
one and I got one.
Yeah, well, the whole band, all the guys in the band have one, man.
Yep.
But
Cool.
hey, so how's the music scene in Ohio other than Versailles? I mean, is there a lot of rock going on, a lot of bands, a lot of shows, people showing up, or?
I think there's a lot of music. I don't know about stuff that's our
I think Fred goes to more concerts than
Bro.
any of us. Don't you, Fred?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of shows you go to, Fred?
Well, I went and saw Tesla, Extreme, all these bands that I didn't see back in the 80s are touring. So, and it's smaller clubs. So, you really get a good show. But, the most memorable was I went and saw Mammoth, WBH,
Really?
kids.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen them
man.
twice, but this one, I first time and last time I'll ever do this in my life, I bought a VIP thing. So I got like a laminate and a sign poster, and we got to go in for sound check, and they were just right there. They were talking to us and like, "Hey, what song do you want us to check with?" And people would just throw stuff out. They answered questions. It was a lot of fun. But there is a local club here that I would love you guys to come and play with us. It's called the King of Clubs, and it's fantastic sound, lights. There's like an open area down there, and then you can buy tables up here in the balcony.
Nice.
So they have a ton of bands in there all the time. It's real.
Secular and Christian, or just bands, period?
Just bands. I don't know of any Christian bands particularly that have played there yet.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to break the ice there.
Yeah, bro.
But there's also one other club downtown Columbus. The first place I saw Mammoth was the Bluestone, and they have a little bit of everything there.
That's cool, man.
Mammoth is a great band, man. I saw them last summer. Me and some buddies took a road trip to Chicago, and we saw Mammoth open for Pantera and Metallica.
Oh wow!
And it was awesome. I was like, oh my gosh, he was better than I was expecting.
Yeah, they sound exactly like their record.
Yeah.
Wolf does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a great singer. Great singer too.
Yeah. Are they using tracks, you think, or is it all live?
It sounds live to me. Well, during the sound check, they didn't sing; they just played because it's in his voice, right? But there was one time I saw the drummer. It looked like he kicked something off that could have been, some background stuff. But I think all the vocals are live.
That's good. Yeah, I think anymore. We started doing it a little bit with BGVs. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Queensryche does it, Stryper does it, everybody does it.
I think a lot of bands do it now.
Yeah, as long as Doug, as long as you're singing what you should be singing, and it's not fake. The BGVs it just helps it out. In my opinion, it helps to make the sound bigger, which is what you want, but you don't want it in place of the band. You want to be performing. Matt, you want to be doing the right solos and the real deal.
Yeah.
But it does help to have that stuff in the background. And like I said, we started using
I agree.
I remember we played with Stryper at the, what was that? The Whiskey a Go-Go in LA. And Michael went on stage. We were all inside there. They hadn't opened the doors yet. And Michael told us and everybody else who was in the building, he goes, "Yes, we use background vocals. Can I hear him, please?" And they're, and he wasn't shy about it. And why should you be? Everybody knows the man can sing.
Yeah.
He's got a great voice, you know, and one of my favorite singers forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have no issue with that, you know. But
Yeah.
but man, I was gonna ask you, man, how long have you been playing guitar, bro?
12 years old, and I was, it was the '80s, so I grew up playing 8 and 9 hours a day. I took it to school. And
Wow.
They let me in study halls, go in and play, and drove down the road playing it. So it was the '80s. We played tons of time, and yeah. So back when I was 12 years old, and mostly my teenage years.
Big influence, George Lynch, maybe.
Oh yeah,
I hear
in fact, I saw George in Versailles, where you guys are scheduled to play.
Oh wow.
Striper was coming. I think it was 2017. Lynch Mob was opening. I got in the car and drove over. Striper canceled, so Lynch Mob had the whole gig. And so I stood, great moment in life. I stood 2 feet from George Lynch. I couldn't hear anything except his amp, and just watched.
Wow.
Yeah, he was my guy, man. EVH is the GOAT. George Lynch is my fave.
You know he makes all them real weird, fancy guitars, right?
Oh yeah, Mr. Scary.
Yeah, them. You know who Giancarlo Floridia is? He's one of the premier writers for Frontiers Records, and I did a podcast with him, and he gave me some insight on George Lynch on that, which was pretty cool, you know.
Yes,
but yeah, man.
Speaking of Lynch Mob, that's one of the bands I saw King of Clubs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, about a year ago.
Wow. Yeah, dude, all the old bands are coming back.
Yeah.
Coming back, and why not?
Jeff
You can
Tate,
still do it.
Jeff Tate, formerly of Queensryche, he's coming in April to one of the King of Clubs, one of those places, and they're doing Minecraft. I've got tickets. It's like he's like, for the final time, Operation Mindcrime. Okay.
Yeah, I got tickets to go see him. We're going to see him in May in Orlando.
Yeah. I saw him a couple years ago. He was doing a similar thing. I think they were doing Empire or something, but he sounds great. He's a performer. He's like seasoned.
Yeah.
It's a good band. I thought it was great.
I interviewed his drummer, Danny Laverty. And I had talked to him about possibly getting me an interview with Jeff, and he talked to Jeff, and Jeff said he would. But then I got an email from his, I think his editor or somebody said that he wasn't doing interviews right now. And then I seen like about 20 of them just shortly after that. You know, I'm like, just tell me no. Just say no. It's okay. You know. And so, but you know, on the intro song, let me play this right here. Check it out. You know who that is singing on there?
Is that not you?
I did because you've told me.
Oh yeah, don't say it on. It is not me. That is Todd LaTorre from Queensryche.
Oh my word.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did a like a 3-hour podcast with him. Great guys. If you haven't seen it, look it up on my podcast. And we had to do it in two parts, right, Dave?
Yeah.
We had to do it in 2 parts.
I'll be right back. I got to let the dogs out. I'll be right back.
Okay, all right. And then even after we got done recording, him and I still spoke for another whole hour, and we're actually now pretty good buddies. You know, we talk quite often. I told Todd that you know, he's openly an atheist, right? But that guy has got more morals than a lot of Christians that I know. You know what I'm saying? He's a legitimate dude, though. Yeah, man.
That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah. But what about you, Freddie? What do you? So Lynch also big influence on you, or?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, Eddie was the first guitar player I went crazy for. But you know, back in the day, I listened to Alice Cooper, you know, AC/DC, Kiss, of course, stuff like that. But from guitar player standpoint, Lynch, I really liked Vito Bratta from White Lion. He was the guy from the band that did Turn Up the Radio, Autograph.
Oh yeah,
That's another one. Steve Lynn.
Yeah, he was a
Lynch. That's right.
You know, I met him. I was in a guitar contest when I was 18, and he was the judge.
And you won.
He was super cool, man. Super cool.
Have y'all seen him lately?
No.
Shut your trap.
That looks oddly like our concert that we had.
Yeah, he was at our concert.
He was there. I didn't see him.
Steve, man.
Oh, missed opportunity.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Just, I don't know. Just wait till you guys see the edited version of this. When we get all done, Dave is going to have this, and he's going to throw all kinds of crap in there.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Man. Oh man. So
I admire that guy though, man. He's still out there shaking it, you know.
Yeah.
This guy.
Shut your trap.
What's he got? He's got something tied around his.
Shut your trap.
I think that's his colostomy bag.
Like a spare underwear there in his side there. For, you know, he's going to need them later.
Got a Walmart bag.
You know what's funny? Look at
unless he's wearing the spares, and those are.
what's funny is you look at that old dude. When we get that age, we're going to be like, oh.
That's what I'm saying, man. Lord willing, someday.
How old are you guys? Doug,
54.
Matt,
55.
Fred,
54.
John.
54.
Okay, yeah. So you guys all about the right age. I mean,
Yeah.
general same age.
And Jenkins is 54 as well.
I just turned 62, man. God.
Whoa.
You're still
You know
hot, man.
Great.
Bro, I
When
don't
I
feel a day
saw
over
you-
61.
Well,
Well, dude, you can sing like you're a teen still. So
Yeah.
You know what's funny, man, is I quite often people ask me, how do you keep your voice going? You know, and there's two things. I have this guy that I literally do warm-up exercises in my truck at least every other day. Been doing it for years. And also I will literally like one day I'll sing a bunch of Warrior songs on the way to work. It takes me like an hour and 15 minutes to get there. So I'll sing a bunch of Warrior songs or a bunch of Deny the Fallen songs or a bunch of Worldview songs, which Worldview 2 is getting ready to come out in a month or so.
cool.
By the way. Yeah, I don't know if you guys heard even the first one, but that's another great record. But I try to always keep going, and then I talk, and then I'm a construction manager at work, so I'm always talking. I'm always working my voice. You know what I mean? So I think that's helped me out throughout the years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so if I had a desk job where I didn't talk all day or something, it'd probably be different. But
Yeah.
if I had a desk job, I'd sleep a lot because you get me behind a desk for an hour, I'm like, it's funny, man.
just pull a George Costanza and just have a pillow underneath it. Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good Bill.
There you go. There you go. Hey, so have you guys done a lot of shows? I mean, just all in general, or just you did your record release party and that was it? You trying to get more gigs in or whatever? I had told you, Fred, that I'm going to try to get you guys in at Immortal.
Yes.
Awesome.
That would be
I think
great.
you guys fit in well, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no, we're we would like to. We do have something, I believe, coming up. Matt, you.
In May.
Yeah, we got a gig with Brian. So
oh,
there's
nice.
Yeah, in Lancaster. It's called Rock House 39. Really, really cool Christian entertainment place. A friend of mine just opened up. Amazing. So he's having pretty much like one concert a week. And he just had Sanctus Real. They do worship nights. They do rock bands.
Nice.
And so Bride's coming. Did you guys remember the date? Their schedule?
It was May 16th, wasn't it?
So mid-May. Yeah. And he asked us to open up. So that's kind of a cool gig.
Nice.
A flashback to
Nice.
Cornerstone, 89.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watch those guys, man. They haven't missed a beat either.
No.
In my opinion, Dale and Troy write more songs and records than everybody I know combined.
Yeah.
They write so many freaking songs, man.
How many projects is Dale in now? I mean, 50?
I think he said 21, but he sings like in 50 different bands that he's done.
Yeah.
Good.
And people will send him stuff, and they'll send him the music, and he'll do it off the cuff. He'll write the lyrics, the melodies, the hook, the big everything, and he records it and sends it back. And it's like, oh man, how do you freaking do that?
Good.
You know, it's just some people. That's what they do, man.
Yeah, he's a legend.
It's crazy. It's
Hey guys,
crazy.
I gotta get off. I gotta get off of here. I have to go.
All right, Matt. Appreciate you, buddy.
Good meeting you, man.
See you soon, man. Bless you guys. See you.
Bless you, bro. On your way, can you dance for us on your way out, please?
Yeah.
Just do a
Love
little
you, get
dance, you
there.
know. Just a little.
Shut your trap.
I don't know why I love that so much. There you go, John.
Great,
Come on.
man.
Shut your trap.
Throw the walker.
Oh man. You know, my wife. There you go. When I do these live and she's in the other room watching, because I don't put a lot of clips in now, Dave will put them all later or whatever. She'll be like, "You played that clip too many times," and I'm like, "I know, but I love it."
It works. It works.
Yeah, it works. It works. It works for
If
sure.
it works, it works, you know.
Yeah, man. So,
It is.
anyways, and so. Other than that show with Bride, and then trying to get you guys in, you guys are open to doing more shows, or you guys ready to do more shows now, or you rehearsed up? And
Yes, I mean,
Red
I'm
yes, no, maybe.
to Doug. But
It's something where it's like you were saying, you know, you kind of got to get in shape. Of course, I've been preaching and doing, you know, singing at church a lot and all that. So that helps kind of keep things going. But it was funny because we kind of had a little bit of a mini reunion at our 100th anniversary celebration at our church. And it was just like an acoustic version of Change of a Broken Heart. And you can ask the guys, it was funny because beforehand I almost like chickened out. I'm like, oh man, I'm going to have to drop the key on this thing. And I was like freaking out, you know. And finally I said, I don't know if it was a day later or whatever. I said, the 18-year-old Doug Meacham said, suck it up. Sing this in the regular key.
Get some triactin.
Get some triactin.
Doug, I'm gonna send you some of this, okay?
Grow a pair.
I need it.
By the way, Ray, I think you have video of that 100-year anniversary of the church. I think you have video of that, right?
At the church, let me see.
The 100-year anniversary, right?
Was it?
Shut your trap.
Hey, Doug. I think Doug's the one in the pink down on the far right corner, picking up the cane. Watch.
Shut your trap.
Same hair and everything.
Trying to save the day here.
Only a little bit more. Oh man.
So, but we'd love to do more shows. It's just a matter of getting the old voice in there. But like you were talking about before, if we can do, you know, more of the backing tracks for the vocals, because I used to try to sing both the background vocal parts and that would just kind of kill you. So kind of mixing that in, I can still hit the main lead vocal. So it's fun. So
Question about the artwork.
Yeah, buddy.
Explain
the
artwork.
Yes.
Well, of course, you noticed the EVH pattern on the video game.
Oh yeah, who didn't? But he's playing Pac-Man or something in outer space.
It was it had a name. It was like Space 4. I don't know, something like that. You know, we liked the idea of kind of future forward thinking with the Spaceman. We also really wanted kind of a 80s vibe because we feel like we're a band born out of the 80s, right?
Right.
So it's got the console, big video game, and you know, I don't know
Astronaut
what
from
the
MTV.
world.
Well, we did the photo shoot at a skating rink.
Yeah. Do you remember? There's some really cool photos from back in the late 70s, early 80s of Van Halen like doing their skating stuff, and I was like, that is so cool. I'm afraid that if we did it, would it be cool or would it be weird?
Probably
like this photo shoot. Was that in a green screen or was that an actual spot? That one.
That was an actual spot. It was cut out and put in front of that. And actually, that was a photo where I was like, I didn't want it. I know it sounds, not true.
Looks like you and Freddie.
I don't want to be right front and center. Why am I front and center? But
you're the best looking guy out of all of them.
There you go.
Hey.
I do have a question though. You're a little close to Fred in this picture.
Well, it's depth perception, right? I also don't like the fact that I'm not centered. Like,
yeah.
Where's Fred's other hand?
I think it might be between two pillows.
Hey,
Those ain't pillows.
just to be fair, I was on a weight loss journey at the time, and I weighed a lot more than I do now. So I was purposely kind of
He was like, I'm gonna just.
Oh yeah.
So,
Dude, I've been on that journey for the last 30 years, bro. How's it going? Okay, next question. Do we get royalties for this?
Oh yeah, you're on there.
Sacred Warrior cassette.
Yep.
I mean,
We'll send you a check for 5 cents.
give me $1 and we'll call it even, bro. I won't sue you or
we can
nothing.
do that. We'll Venmo.
What all the bands? So we wanted to have. We thought we were trying to think of what the concept of the record label guy came to us with that, and we were like, what do we put on there? We're like, well, we were blessed to play a few gigs with Sacred Warrior, and we opened up for Res Band once and Striker. So we tried to pick bands that we felt like we had some connection with.
Yeah, that's cool. What like, for example, which was the one? Take My Breath Away. What was really the thinking behind that song? You know, when I listen to that song, it's like I kind of get like two different feels out of it.
Top Gun.
Take my breath away.
I was a big Top Gun fan when I wrote that.
Yeah, there you go.
You're hoping nobody would notice.
Dave, you know what I'm going to do, right? Good night, Dave.
Uh-oh, he gone. He's back.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm on the
for that
bottom.
one,
Thanks.
I guess taking that one. The thought for me was it was kind of a rapture kind of idea, you know, where it's just like take my breath away in the final hour. It says, "Oh Lord," in this final hour. So, just kind of that whole idea of being ready for that big second coming. So
I got you.
Now, if you guys come out with a song called "Total Eclipse of the Heart," I'm gonna, man,
it'll sound different at least.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And they'll bring their backup singers. Come on, baby.
Well, I mean, now
They'll be the ones going, "Turn around, bright eyes."
didn't Bon Jovi or somebody have a song called "These 5 Words I Swear to You"?
Oh, I'll be there
Yeah,
for you. That's the
I'll
song.
be there for you. These
Yeah.
5
So-
words, I swear to you.
Yeah,
when
we have a song
I
called These
took
5
it to get down. Yeah, that's
one
when he
we
used
just
to
stole
sing.
lyrics,
Say what?
for the
Dave, edit that part out, okay? Actually, no, don't worry about it. Knowing Dave, he'll probably make that a big part of it, you know. But,
Oh yeah.
man, what's the craziest thing that you guys ever experienced? Let's say when you're writing, when you're all together in Fred's studio or in John's room or whatever. Anything crazy ever happened between you guys, where you just go like, you know?
Oh, like tensions or something like that.
Do we have a problem? You got a problem, brother. Right here. Here's your problem. Right there. Right there. All right. All right. Say, look.
Yeah, I mean, maybe tensions or maybe something where y'all just that was just totally awesome. You guys saw
Somebody ate bad burritos or something.
Yeah,
Pew. Pew. What the hell's that smell?
anything, you know.
Some of the funniest moments, I think, are when we're doing background vocals because we're all in there around the mic.
Yes.
And you got to close your eyes or else you're going to just crack up the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's doing different things to hear. You know?
Oh, man.
You start laughing. That we had this will be funny probably to the guys because they were there. I don't know if it'll be funny to anybody else, but there's a one of the songs where the line we were singing was "Release me, release me," and like, we started going "Squeeze me," and we were like, "All right."
I thought y'all be passing gas. Really?
Pew. What the hell's that smell?
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, we knew that.
man.
I don't know, but as far as tension, man, I can honestly say we haven't had that.
That's good, man.
Yeah, you know what, we just all have so much. We're enjoying it too much. You know, we don't have to be doing this. right? We're doing it because we all love it and we want to do it. And
Right.
how we get to, that's, you ask like, why? Well, because it was an excuse to get together and like play music and write music. And
Yeah.
so now that's why we're already like, okay, what's the next project?
Yeah. So now the people who are buying the record and listening to it, what's their reaction to the music, the new songs and stuff?
I've had people say to me, that's a pretty good, solid album.
Yeah.
That's it.
Thank you. No, my mom loves it.
Yeah.
I don't think my dad's listened to it yet, but he's a little hard of hearing. But no, I don't know. We've gotten really good response.
Yeah, especially these 5 words. They've really kind of hopped onto that. The one you were talking about, Ray, where it's little different for us, but still us. And so it's something that I think that kind of took some people by surprise just to have that single.
It's because it's just really, really catchy, man.
Yeah.
It's just.
You guys got any shows lined up? Any gigs booked?
Yeah, we have one in May.
Yeah.
You missed it. They're playing with Bride.
I think it was when you were letting the dogs out.
Yeah.
Playing with Bride.
Who let the dogs out?
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Yeah, now we know who let the dogs out.
I did. Yep.
Good answer.
It was Dave.
It was.
I let him in too.
Dave.
Dave sent me a picture when he first got them dogs. It was so funny. The one is sitting on the couch with his butt on the seat and his paws
On me.
on the ground. And he's tall, he looked like freaking horse sitting on.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Great Danes, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're the Harlequin Great Danes, white and black splotch.
Yeah.
You guys rescued those, right, Dave?
No, their original owners brought them out from Texas. They drove all the way here to Missouri from Texas, and we've had them almost a year now.
Nice.
So when I saw them, I was like, that looks like a really good Dane. But no, you're like, no, it's a Great Dane. All right,
Yeah.
Edit that out.
See what you did there.
Just cut that out.
Yeah, this one right here. They're both brothers. They're both brothers. They had the same dad, different moms. This one here, he's Jax, and then he's the smaller one, and then the gigantic one is Bentley. So,
Yeah. Those ain't dogs. They're miniature ponies. Come on, tell the truth.
yeah.
Tell the truth. What about family, guys? Is your family all excited that you guys are doing this again?
Yeah.
I mean, I've my sister has actually posted stuff on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, everyone's excited. It was really cool because, my daughter was born in 92. October of 92. So Legacy was already done by that time. I was doing Blame Lucy with Doug. And she got to see that, but she never saw the 80s band. When we did that release party, we had our kids come up on stage on the last song and sing, Change of a Broken Heart. So that was pretty awesome, to have my daughter there and have her be able to see the band I grew up playing with.
Yeah, man. That is neat.
I don't know if you guys discussed it earlier while I was out, but what happened that you guys kind of just, went on hiatus? Was it a label thing or just?
Honestly, it was back in the day when Matt got called into the ministry full time, left the band, and then we tried to keep it going a little bit, but it just wasn't the same.
Right.
And so then we just stopped for a number of years.
Yeah. Our style of music kind of went out of favor a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember when Nevermind dropped and it's like, what is this?
I didn't like it. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like it. I'm like, what is this crap?
I hated it too. I hated it for years because I felt like it destroyed, my music, our music.
Oh yeah.
I appreciate it now because of how historic it is.
Yeah. I mean, I came around eventually. I mean,
I did too. I didn't want to. I was reluctant.
Soundgarden and Alice in Chains are probably the only two grunge bands from that era that I really like, even to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I probably agree with that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Great bands. Lane Staley, though, he is a heavy metal singer.
Yeah.
Lane Staley.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, yeah, he's an 80s metal singer.
Totally.
Well, yeah.
Totally.
But yeah. So I was in college. Doug, I think you were still in college. You were getting ready to graduate, and it was like, Fred, you were married and you were working, and we just kind of, for the legacy end of it, we got to the point where it was just we kind of ran out of gas a little bit, and we for a few years we were like, we kept hearing stuff from labels. Hey, this is great. Send us more. Hey, this is great. Send us more. And it got to where it was like, we're sending you stuff, and it just, nothing really ever kind of got picked up. And then, like I said, I think we hit that point where kind of the music we were making wasn't really as popular. And so I think
do you mind sharing like which labels we're looking at, you guys?
Which labels?
Yeah.
We were talking to Star Song, I remember. Was there a front line?
Yeah,
that's what we were on.
And that was actually thanks to Ray's guys there. They were kind of helping get the word out on that. But funny thing with Star Song was Des Dickerson. I ended up kind of building a relationship there, and when we ended up doing Blame Lucy, he was showing interest in that, which was kind of, like I said, a little bit more of the pop grunge kind of thing. Yeah. And also we met with Dino Elefante. We almost were on his label. And so and it's not the one that had Mastodon and all that. It was actually the one that ended up on Sony Red. And so we met with him, and we had a manager out of Seattle that was like being real weird about the contract. So Dino was just like, never mind. So we're like, okay.
Dino is very strong-willed. When he wants something, this is how it's going to be.
Oh yeah. He knew how he wanted the contract.
Yeah, he's actually producing my Worldview 2 record with George Ochoa. Oh, why did I put that on? That was with George Ochoa.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard that album yet. Worldview. No. That's a project that I did with George Ochoa, Todd.
Oh, cool.
Libby.
I'm waiting for the next album, man. That should be coming out soon, right?
Yeah, it'll be out in a couple of months. And listen, go on YouTube and listen to a couple of Worldview songs.
Definitely.
The album's called The Chosen Few.
Correct. That particular song, Les Carlson sings on that with me, and then Oz Fox did the solo on. I forgot he did the solo on one of them.
Yeah,
but it's real cool stuff, man. And
that's awesome.
We're working on the second record, but Dino's actually helping produce that right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I like Dino.
Yeah, we had of course that situation, and then we actually had a development deal with Arden for a while.
Wow.
With Dana Key, God rest his soul. I know he's passed on, but he loved our stuff. This was all kind of Blame Lucy, moving into ultimately a New Method, which was kind of the last hurrah that I had.
Yeah.
And Fred was kind of there for the journey. He was in and out through all those different groups of bands and such. But it was cool, and it's always, that's why I always say I had a journey of the semi-famous, because it was always like, we always were this close to getting a deal. Never happened. So.
Hey, but you know what? You never know, man. So this label here, the label that this is on, what is this?
Yeah.
Eonian.
Eonian. Who are they? Are they from here, from Europe, from just something you guys came up with?
It's not us. It's out of Indianapolis. We work with somebody named Stephen Frango, I think is co-owner. I think he has a business partner. Yeah. Like I said, he was a fan back, and he's about our age. I think he is our age. He's a fan from back in the day, and he contacted us when Facebook became popular. It was like, hey, did you play with the band called Legacy at Cornerstone in 1989? We're like, as a matter of fact, we did. And he's like, I saw you guys. I thought you were great. I always wonder what happened to you. And he introduced the idea of like, I'm doing this label. I'm finding these old bands. We're putting out limited release of CDs. This was back before streaming was super huge, because it was 2008, 2009. And so he's putting out CDs. And for a while there, I think we were all kind of like, because it was just back and forth. We didn't know him. it was like, when's he going to ask us for some money? But no, it was, it was all, you could tell it was just like, no, this is his passion. It's kind of a thing he's putting together. He's kind of financing. And so, yeah, that's how that came to be. But he's got a lot of different bands on that label.
Yeah.
I think
might
so
be the only
basically, oh, really? Yeah. So he probably does like, you guys get X amount of CDs and he prints them and sells them or whatever. And not really a money exchange kind of thing.
No,
yeah. I mean, that's kind of popular with a lot of bands right now. I mean,
yeah, it's certainly not, well, yeah, he's kind of financing most of the, like the artwork and all the production and stuff like that. And then we just kind of have a deal when, he's recouping what he gets, and we get a little bit for, our part of it. And
I think, I think that, the more that you guys get out, like I said, I'm going to really try to promote you guys too, because I love this stuff. I loved you guys way back when, and I actually, this is going to make you guys laugh. It's going to tell you how old we are in Sacred Warrior. I was talking with the guys the other night. I said, hey, I got a podcast coming up with Legacy. And they're like, Legacy. I'm like, yeah, remember they played with us? They did some shows with us. They're like, no, I don't remember. They literally remember. I'm like, are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? I've talked about you guys for years. That's my wife. I talked about you guys for years with people, man. Even recently, as a couple years ago, before you and I hooked up, Freddie. Yeah, I would tell my wife, I wonder whatever happened to those guys, because I loved you guys. You know what I'm saying? And then we connected on Facebook, and here we are today. But
you guys, you were so encouraging to us back in the old back in the old days, whenever that was. I feel like we had a local promoter. They brought you in. I think it was a place called the King's Place.
The King's Place, correct.
And they never had local bands. They never had local bands play. But for some reason, I don't know if it was Rich Fout or somebody who was promoting that. Who Rich Fout, by the way, we called him the godfather of Christian rock and roll. And Columbus. He started the show on the radio station. He had a record store. He promoted a lot of concerts. But I think he was able to bring us in there. And I'm quite certain that's where we met. And you guys were so gracious to us, and so just so friendly and so cool, no big time or anything. And it was like, this is so cool. And you said, hey, we got some gigs coming up. Love it if you guys can come out and play with us. We played at Glen Ellen, Glen Bard East, I think, high school.
Yeah.
We played down, like I said, that one down in I think it was Marion, Illinois. It was out in front of the Marion Convention Center.
Yeah, dude, I remember that.
Yeah. So, and I remember there was discussion at one point of you'd invite us. Hey, we're going to be doing this 30-day tour, up in the northern, southern Canada, northern United States, out to the West Coast and back. And we ended up not being able to do. I don't know if that ended up happening, but it didn't.
Yeah, it happened for us. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But I just crazy. It was almost one of those things of wow, why are these guys being so so nice to us? This is super cool.
I'm going to tell you something
we'd ever forget, maybe.
I'm going to tell you guys something. Our very first tour was opening up for Rez Band. Wow. And the example of godly men and women, Wendy, obviously, that they set for us when we were on tour with them, it was hands down just such a great example for us. Whatever sound they got, we got. Whatever they ate, we ate. Wherever they stayed, we stayed. It wasn't you're the opener, we're going to turn you way down and we're going to get the kick butt sound. You guys are going to suck, Yeah. After that, we did do another show with another band, and they did that to us. They would always cut our power down, cut the volume down, but you know what? We learned from that you don't have to make somebody else sound like crap to make you sound better.
Right.
It's not a competition. People who come to these shows, they pay the same amount to see you guys as they did us. Why would we jip you on sound? So we started doing like Rez did, giving everybody full light and sounds. And then we got known as another band that did that, and we, to this day, any show that we've done, headline or whatever, we've always done that. We just played in Chicago recently, and a band that opened for us there, we gave them, in my opinion, we gave them better lights and sound than what we had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You promote, man. You don't try to, cut each other down, man. Just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's so and as
cool.
far as as far as trying to be the cool guys, and you know what? I think that's why when Dave and I started discussing doing this podcast, I told him, I said, I just want to keep it real. I just want to be me, you know. And the me y'all met back then is the same me I am today.
Yep.
You know, I did a podcast not too long ago that I basically just said, hey, be who you are all the time. You know, whether at work, whether in church, I run sound at church. I don't sing. I don't want to sing. I want to run sound, right? But I'm the same guy. And then sometimes people will come up to me and they say, you're Rey Parra from Sacred Warrior. Yeah. Why are you running sound? Because I want to, you know.
Yeah.
You know, but I've always looked at it like this.
Because the church can't afford me.
There you go. Now, if they let me play Wednesday night and Sunday, maybe, you know, but no, but no, the way I look at it, bro, is like us artists, for example, the ones that really are in love with Jesus and doing it for him, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You don't have to try to be this big shot guy. You be genuine as you can, because if you look at Jesus, man, when he was here, he didn't walk around saying, hey, I'm Jesus, bow down, you know. You know what I'm saying? He was just very humble, man, and he spoke with parables and he spoke with love, and you know, and God took me out of something before I got saved where I was a real nasty guy. I was nasty. And when I got saved, he completely turned me around. You know, I told him, I said, I want to make a complete 180, you know, and that's what he's done with me. And I'm grateful for that. And so that's why I let that out in who I am today, because I don't ever want to go back to how I was. You know what I mean? And that's helped Dave and I with the podcast with people coming on. Dude, when I did Rudy Sarzo, I did a podcast with him from Whitesnake and Ozzy and that. Yeah. He some of the questions I asked him, he's like, dude, that's a great question. You know, and he tells me stories. You guys should listen to that one. He told me something about Randy Rhoads that he had never told nobody. And I get that a lot. People say, you know what, I've never told anybody this, but you know, Ira Black from Bullet Boys, same thing. It's because they feel comfortable talking to me, because I'm not, you know, I'm Mr. Christian and you're a demon, you know, or whatever. Right. We're just all people, man, you know. Yeah. And if you keep it real, people are gonna attach themselves to that, because people like real. They don't like fakeness, you know. And so that's why.
Good.
That's a good word.
Anyways, enough about me, man. But I know you guys are all like that too, man. Y'all seem like real genuine dudes.
Oh yeah, definitely something you get humbled over your life many times, and just makes you reflect more and more, you know, and appreciate. That's what this is now with the band, just an appreciation, you know, just the joy of being able to share music again, and just you know, share it with, like they were saying, with the family now, you know, just letting them kind of enjoy what we got back in the day. It's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah. You guys ever have any like real intense prayer time with fans at shows and stuff?
Back in the old days, for sure.
Yeah.
We really only had one show recently, but for sure. We would, you know, probably pretty much after every show. But I remember when we would play at the Alrosa Villa, which we played there a few times in Columbus, which is infamously the place where Dimebag Darrell was killed.
Oh wow!
By the way, that place isn't there anymore. I think
right.
They tore it down.
Bulldozered it down.
Yeah. But we would play there. You know, it's not a Christian venue at all, but we would get up and play our music and preach. You know, preach the gospel, and there was always prayer afterwards for people. It wasn't certainly everybody who was there, but there's always some people who you felt like God had a divine appointment that he brought there. And it was really, really cool, because the person who owned that place, his name was, or at least managed it, his name was Rick Catella. And when he would do the promos on local radio, he was the rock and roll reverend.
Oh, wow.
Right on.
I believe he was Catholic. And he told us, he says, listen, because we were like, hey, you know, we're a Christian band, you know, we're gonna talk about Jesus up there, and he was, you know, kind of like, if that's a problem, you know, and he told us, he says, I'm just gonna tell you one thing: if you're gonna do it, don't wimp out.
Hold on one quick second. Come here. My son's getting ready to leave. He just came to say hi.
Oh, super
I
cool.
love you, my son. Hey, say hi to everybody on here.
What's good?
This is my son, Seth.
How you doing, man?
My twin, but only he's better looking than me.
Hey, you
Hi,
know,
my son. Love you, buddy.
I love that. That's super cool. That's one of the things that we've had now with this, this, Zoom culture, whatever type things you get to, and I love that. And that talk about being real, keeping it real is like, it's not an inconvenience to have your son come and say, hey man, I'll going out, talk to you later. That's super cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, my wife and I, we raised 5 sons and 1 daughter, and every one of them is just like that. Even the 2 that still live with us, every night, good night, love you, mom, dad, or we're eating dinner, and they'll go up to my wife, mom, that was great, man, love you, give her a hug and a kiss. We're a real affectionate family.
That's such a blessing.
Yeah, man, I don't ever want to change that. And taking a second off of this podcast to give my son a goodbye hug and a kiss, I don't care.
Oh, that's a part of it. That's a part of the podcast and a part of
Ray,
What?
You want to be my daddy?
Shut your trap.
No, but I'll be your poppy. That is wrong. Yes, it's wrong, Dave.
I didn't mean that kind of daddy. Come on.
Here we are getting all, spiritual and stuff. Ray, you want to be my daddy?
I'm just not realizing.
Keep it real.
I wish I had a cool microphone right here. Like,
Hey, there you go.
Yeah.
I'll send you one.
Wait
I
a
got
minute.
about 50 of them over here. There you go.
These are my wives. My wives. My wives.
My wife.
How many do you have?
How many do you have?
One.
Just
I
one.
know. Which one of these is it?
Had that one ready to go.
All of them. The backup singers.
It was
man,
in
all
the
of them.
chamber. It was in the chamber.
Oh yeah. Oh man. No, I use StreamYard. I love this program because I can put all these little ads in here and all these little pictures and all that. And as we're talking, I can just clip on anyone and pull it up, and it's there. It's really cool. I love this program.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. But moving forward, so other than doing more shows, like Dave was saying, is any plans for another album? Maybe I know this one just got released. You're waiting to see how this one does, or maybe more.
I don't know why we have to wait. I think maybe albums are great, but like in this day and age with stream and stuff, I don't know why you can't just release singles. Like go back to it was back in the 60s, just release singles. So with that being said, we need to work on a single.
There you go.
We've got 2 in the pot right now.
That's
We got
good,
2
man.
working in the pot right now.
That's right.
Good.
That's
good.
right.
How long
So
does it take you guys to write a song?
25 years.
Okay, so we got you beat. It's taking us 30. But you've already finished an album, and we haven't yet.
Oh no!
No, we joke because we tracked the drums and bass and guitar for these 5 words. Well, and the vocals and everything, but that was what, in 2014?
So here we tracked the drums and the bass and some of the guitars in 2014, and then it's those basically just kind of sat, and then probably 2019, 2020. I feel like is when we said let's do something with these, and we were working with kind of a local producer who was kind of and we ended up retracking stuff at house, not the drums. But he, as happens when you're working with a producer, hey, this is great, but it'd be great if maybe I think if you could record the bass over here too.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you could do the vocals over here. Yeah. So we ended up doing, but everything else we tracked at Fred's, and we did these 5 words was kind of the impetus for us saying like, let's put an album around this. And so really since 2020, since 2020 is when we really started hunkering down, like tracking these. And, we had to take a little bit of a hiatus there for COVID.
Right.
Where we just weren't necessarily getting together for a few months. But
So when you have all these songs, you got the record going, you're ready. How do you decide what's going to be the first song, the second song, the last song? And what do you guys just say, well, here's all the songs, let's throw them in the air and see what happens, or is there a systematic reason of why they're all in the position that they are?
Do you guys remember? I know exactly what happened.
I don't.
So-
I've been along for the ride.
Fred, do you know? So we talked about it. We were like, hey, here's an idea. And we kind
This was your drug days, bro.
that was it. That guy reminds me a little bit of a punk rock, what was it, like a Gene Hackman. I don't know what it is about that.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like he's on Ozempic or something and some other on heroin.
Oh man. So
we
you guys
had
talked about it.
We put together what we thought was a real strong track list. And These 5 Words was the top. We knew that because we felt like that was, kind of our showpiece song.
Mm-hmm.
And we sent them to the record label, and it ended up coming back in an order that they just put it on there. We were like, okay, well,
Record labels do that.
that's fine. I mean, I think we were just like, it was one of those where it's like, do you want to? We had enough things we were going back and forth on with different corrections, and hey, can you change this? And this isn't right, and
Yeah.
So I think with the track list, I think we all just kind of felt like that's fine. It wasn't that much different, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's funny. They're all great songs. We wrote them all, whatever. But we do want this one first,
Yeah. Which one are we gonna? Where are we gonna slide this one in?
Yeah.
Now we're not going to sign if you don't put them in our order, right?
Yeah. So, and in this day and age, with in the old days when you had like vinyl, and it's like, I mean, you wanted to be first song, first side. Like you think about strong positions, right? Second side, the B side, first song, that kind of stuff. Where do you bury something? Right, side 2, second to last.
Right.
Third. So, but in this day and age, it's like it's all non-linear. You can just go to the song you want.
Yeah.
So
what do you think? In the old days, well, like for example, when you did your first record, you got a budget. You go in the studio, you go in there, you lay down the drums, the vocal, and now the way technology is, you don't even have to go into a studio. Like you said, you can do it at Fred's house. Are you finding that, other than the convenience of it, not having to go meet with each other, you finding that to be more? You're getting better results. You got all kinds of drum machines and all kinds of other drums live, and you know what I'm saying? Is it more? Are you relying more on technology to get the album to sound, or is it you still going for the raw? Like we used to back in the day.
Yeah, I think we're old enough heads that like we're still doing things performance wise the way we did them in the old days. So like we're making sure we're in tune. We're making sure we can play the song beginning to end.
Yeah.
Because we're not doing the like just Pro Tools it. Remember that whole thing.
Right.
We actually had, and Fred, you maybe remember this. This was, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. It was Dan, right, who was down there recording.
Oh yeah, in 2000.
And he was like, was that, I guess 25 years ago. He was saying, he's like, dude, I love working with people like you from your age, from your era. He says, because you actually know how to play the song from beginning to end.
Yep.
Not just like, well, I'll work on this part. And well, I did that right once, just copy and paste it.
Yeah.
But getting back to that question, Fred actually has a pretty nice studio that he set up down in his basement. It's more than even just, he's got the digital workstation and some plugins. He's like built like, a nice, pretty decent booth and put the drums in there and mic them up.
Nice.
And so it's pretty similar to how it was in the old days. And that's kind of how we approach it. We do have a producer we'd worked with for this album who we gave him some tracks and he kind of made them, he kind of did his magic to
mastering them or whatever.
But I think we approach it kind of similar to how we did in the old days. Does that sound fair? I think you got block a bunch of time for Matt to go up there with Fred and the 2 guitar players sit there and work out the solos and stuff. It's pretty easy for me, just sit down with John and Fred, and we'll kind of put down our basic tracks, kind of map out the song there, and backup vocals is a lot of fun because we can set the booth up where we're all kind of in there, and we don't try to do 8 songs in a day.
Right. Yeah. You can. Yeah.
We'll be like, let's try to do 2 or 3 of these, and then we'll schedule the rest next week. And
For our schedule, it helped to be able to each go in. Like I would go up with Fred, and just he and I would kind of hit the vocals, the lead vocals. I think Matt, didn't he even do some with his son and then sent some tracks? I think
he might have.
Oh, cool.
Some lead tracks.
Well, it never ended up working out. He was supposed to record some solos at home and send them to me, but it never happened. So he ended up coming back.
Yeah.
There you go.
But one of the things,
I will say if there's something about Doug, see if you agree with me on that. There's something about as a vocalist when you're singing, when you're tracking vocals, I'd like to be around people when I'm doing it because it helps you with your performance versus I got Pro Tools in here, I got Logic Pro, I got a nice setup too, but I hate recording vocals on my own in my house.
Right.
I'd rather be with, like I'm flying to Nashville next week. I'll be there a week, Lane. I got 4 more songs to lay vocals on. And that's all we're going to do for a week. But I'd rather do it there than George come here and plug into my system. It's just the whole feel, I think I get more of the feel. Is that like the same with you, Doug? Or
Yeah, I mean, it's something where because of the fact I would do so many demos and things on my own, I kind of am okay with that. But it was always cool at least to have Fred there where I could kind of come in and say, did that suck? Or, was it good? Thumbs up. And say, hey,
Fred will be honest too. Yeah.
But it was good. Bouncing
Fred
things
will
off.
be honest.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other guys be there. It's kind of fun, just to, like you said, be able to kind of go over things, get everybody's opinion, get their take. It's good.
Yeah, because I know for me, I'm my worst critic. I'll lay down a vocal track and I'm like, oh man, that sucks. And then I'll let somebody hear it and they're like, dude, you nailed it. I'm like, no, man, no. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm always hearing things. It's like, but nowadays you got to watch because there's that fine line between kind of using, Melodyne or one of those and kind of bumping it in or Waves Tune. Like you start getting that.
No, I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Oh, you don't know about that?
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's
good. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. But anything you want to say to anybody? Let me ask you this. Is there any question that I didn't ask you guys that you wish I would have asked you? Like when you talked, when Fred said, hey, Ray's going to have us on, man, I hope he asks us about this or that or anything particular or anything you want to say. Just
I have to say this, Ray. This is kind of funny because my kids growing up, of course, loved your music and I always played black metal. And that was one of my favorite ones to play them. They call it the long hair part between the eyes song. So when I said that's who I'm talking to, that's the one. When I said I'm talking to him today, they said, "Oh man, he's famous." The long hair part between the eyes guy.
Oh, hey,
long hair.
It's good to be known like that, right, dude?
I love it.
I built a house for this couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, and the whole time when I'm building the house, the husband, when we would do the walkthroughs, he'd be kind of like looking at me weird, and I'm just explaining them things, and we get to the final walkthrough and the wife goes, can I ask you a question? I said, yeah. And she has my card. She goes, is this Rey Parra the same Rey Parra from Sacred Warrior? And I go, as a matter of fact, it is. And her husband goes, see, I told you that.
That's funny.
That's super cool.
And it's funny because I'm just me, Doug, John, Fred. You just who you are. You don't get so many people that say, dude, you have no idea. Dude, you guys heard of Kill Switch?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so a few shows ago, Doug was at one of my shows, the lead vocalist.
Yeah.
And he came up to me and he said, dude, you have no idea the effect you've had on my life.
Oh, wow.
He said, I've got all your albums, Obsessions, Masters Command, Rebellions, and he named them all. And it's just like, wow, you don't know who you're affecting.
Yeah.
Is that so their singer was Howard. Who's their singer?
Howard Jones.
Yeah. I actually knew
said
Howard.
Doug. I meant to say Howard.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
looking
thought.
at Doug over here.
Yeah.
And I said
Doug,
Doug.
Doug, you sang for Kill Switch?
100%. I knew. Yeah, I knew Howard.
Yeah, I meant to say Howard.
He's from Columbus. He's from the east side.
Yeah. In fact, Chris Jericho was at that show too.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He introduced us. He came up to me. We got off the bus or the RV and we stepped outside and Chris is outside and he goes, Rey Parra, come here. He knew who I was. I'm like,
That's so.
I told my wife, I'm like, that's Chris Jericho. And he called me over there and he did the same. He took a selfie with me and he did the same thing. He's like, dude, I got all your records, man. He goes,
Wow.
Sacred Warrior has had such an impact on wrestlers, people in government, movie stars, yada, 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 yada.
Wow.
And you know what? It's neat because you don't know who you're reaching.
Right.
You know,
And
these
that's one
5
thing
words could reach some people that you guys will never even know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. I'm sorry, Dave.
No, it's cool. That's one thing I love about when I meet Christian bands is because, and I've told people, you go to the shows, and one thing I respect is people like Ray and these bands that are iconic, they come out and they'll just mingle with the crowd. You know, you go to like a secular show, you might not get that, you know?
Right.
And the other thing is like, because I first met Ray at a Christian metal festival out in California in 2017. And first time I met Ray, we talked for a good long while. And I was like, I left that conversation thinking, man, I could have just hung out with this guy all day. You know, it was like, this dude is nice, you know, and I could just, you know, you felt comfortable around him. And the thing that gets me is like no egos. I've never come across any Christian metal artists with egos. I've seen it, you know, in secular people.
Sure.
And, you know, some of these guys, oh, check out my band, man. And it's like, never heard of you, man. Never heard of you, you know?
Yeah.
But
Dave, have you ever met Doug Meacham by any chance? Talk about egos. I don't know
I'm in a band called Legacy. Maybe you've heard of me.
In fact, the word legacy is all about me, guys.
Legacy. Wait a minute. Legacy Band Ohio.
You heard of that band, Fred?
Say what?
Legacy and the backup guys.
Yeah. Well, you have to look if
You do not need to go out again. You do not need
What'd
to
you
go
say,
out.
Fred?
No.
well, if you want to look us up on streaming, you have to look us up on Legacy Band Ohio.
Correct.
Because too many
There's a
legacy.
jazz band.
Yeah,
There's a
lot of legacy.
There's a whole lot of legacies out there.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling Ray earlier today that you know the metal band Testament, when they started out, they were called Legacy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have been smart enough when we got together to like come up with a name of something like Flaming Wheel of Cheese or something. I don't know.
Flaming wheel of cheese.
Ezekiel and the
Who
wheel.
cut the cheese? Yeah.
The flaming cheese. That sounds like what happens after Taco Bell.
Oh,
Wasn't it your grandma? That,
oh, Dave, I should have kept the Chihuahua.
Oh yeah, yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yo quiero Taco Bell.
Last Friday we did a live broadcast and we called it "You Eat What?" And you guys got to watch it. We went over some of the things that people eat.
Oh, yeah.
And we had the Taco Bell dog in there. We had
a funny clip of these guys. I don't know what it was they were eating, but they were gagging. They were like, they had buckets of like.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So what are some of the?
You know what?
Yeah.
You guys are on our show, right? On Is It Wrong? But y'all ain't subscribed. I mean, that's what do you think, Dave? Isn't that wrong? I mean,
We need to.
Yeah.
you're not going to say, are you, Dave?
It's wrong.
It's wrong. No, I'm just messing with you.
We'll do it.
I thought I did.
John's looking at me like, are you for real, bro?
I thought I did subscribe.
No,
I know
I think
I
you
missed
did,
it.
Fred. I think you did. I'm just messing with y'all. You don't
I need
know.
to know how to.
I
Tell
don't.
us how, Ray. How do we do that?
Are we subscribing on YouTube? Are we
Um,
Facebook
I did. It in the
YouTube, yeah.
or on the
YouTube.
podcast?
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah. No, you don't
I'll
have
do
to,
it
bro.
right
I'm
away.
just-
I'm
Oh,
gonna subscribe. I'm just a bit of a luddite when it comes to.
I just have one thing to say, okay?
Hey, baby, get my soul.
I still have it in here, bro.
I love that. The thing is, guys, you'll get every one of our podcasts. You're going to laugh a lot, but you're going to get a lot of behind the scenes stuff from people. Randy Rhodes, John, you know who Randy Rhodes is. Okay, so Rudy Sarzo told us a story about when he auditioned for Ozzy. And what happened to him, that's the one story he said he never told anybody. You know, he shared on our podcast that Randy flew out to London to audition for Ozzy. And when he got there, the airport security asked him what he was doing there. He's got his little amp and his guitar, and he said, "Oh, I'm here auditioning for Ozzy." And they're like, "Oh, okay, that's nice." He goes, "You got a work visa?" And he's like, "No, I'm here to audition. I'm not, you know." They're like, "Okay," so they put him in a holding cell all night.
Wow.
The next morning, they handcuffed him and brought him back to the States.
Wow.
Nobody knows that story, you know. But Rudy Starzl shared that story with me. You know, that's the kind of stuff that.
Wow.
This happened to Randy Rhoads.
To Randy Rhoads, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. I asked Rudy if he was willing to talk about, you know, the plane crash and all that. He said no, because it brings him back to a dark place.
Yeah.
And I said, dude, I respect that. But he did write a book about it, you know.
Oh, wow.
So he was in the house when it happened, you know. So,
Yeah.
but it's just neat. But no, I think my idea of the podcast is to bring awareness to people of what musicians go through and how it's not all peaches and cream, and a lot of it is, and then just weird stuff, and then like I said, just having a lot of fun, you know.
Oh yeah.
So just like you said, normal people. You're just people.
Yeah, bro. Yep. Dude, when I was talking with Rudy and with Ira Black and Greg Chason from Badlands or Todd, I'm not all like, oh, so Todd. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. It's like we're just talking, man.
Oh,
you know?
my.
Yeah, buddy.
I remember in the early days of Facebook when it was like, hey, look at all these people I'm seeing out there that are on. And I looked up and there was a guy. You remember Juan Crochet, I think his name was. He was the bass player in Rat.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, he's on there. I think that's him. And he was like working some desk job type thing.
Yeah.
So like I sent him a Facebook friend request and he accepted it for whatever reason. And I was kind of like, man, 8th grade me would have thought it was so cool that I was friends with Juan Crochet. He's unfriended me since. But big time. No, I don't know. I think he got rid of the page or something. I don't know. But it was just it was crazy how you know that the slice of time we were in there where it was all new and people were connecting online. But
yeah. What were you gonna say, Fred?
I was going to say, mentioning Rat, I think Warren DeMartini is one of the most underrated guitar players.
Yeah.
Holy cow. It's good.
Yeah.
He was one of my influences for sure.
Their rhythm tone, like on like those Out of the Cellar and the one, you know, like Lay It Down or whatever. That might be my favorite, just like rhythm guitar tone.
Just great tones, man. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, those were some great albums.
Yeah, no doubt.
Didn't they just had like the 40th anniversary of Out of the Cellar or something like that? Their album Out of the Cellar, something like that.
Probably, yeah. No, that sounds right. 84, I think, probably 83, 84.
Yeah, I saw something on Facebook about it. Yeah,
that's cool.
Dave, Mr. History Buff on music.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
So
it's funny.
I think Striper's first album came out 83, 84. Well, the Yellow and Black, Van Halen 84. You know,
they just did their 40th.
Yeah, so great. There's some really great albums that came out in that 83, 84. And beyond.
No doubt. And beyond.
Yeah.
But listen, guys, man, it's been so much fun having you guys on here. Hopefully we
we appreciate it.
Gave some people some little insight on you guys and who you are and where you're from and what's going on. And I will say one thing.
Yeah.
Fred, you talk way too much, bro. You don't ever shut up.
I know. I've been told that a lot.
So your conversations when you go to somebody's house, hey, how you doing, Fred? I'm doing good.
All right. Thanks for coming. I'll see you next week.
He's just polite.
Oh, is that right? Is that what it is?
Yeah, he doesn't, he doesn't want to, I'm doing all the talking and he's just waiting for me to stop.
That's all right. That's all right. You know what's funny is like when we play live, I do a lot of talking in between the songs. I do a lot of cutting up from the stage because that's who I am. I'm always like that, but as far as like the preaching wise and all that, that's Bruce takes care of all that stuff. So it works out really well for us. I remember we did a show once. I don't remember where it was, but we were in this big auditorium and Steve wanted to say something. He's like, hey, he goes, can I say something? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. So he runs up to the microphone. He goes, it says in the Bible, and he hears Bible, because this place was huge, right? And then he's like, the Bible says, Jesus loves you. And he took off running.
I would have rolled with that this Saturday,
right?
monster truck, monster
yeah,
truck.
Dude. Come to the circuit. Yeah. Anyways,
Very cool.
And love you guys, man, and hopefully we'll get to talk to Steve about getting you guys inside Immortal.
That'd be awesome.
We'll love that when you will love to play there. You'll be treated like gold.
Nice.
People are great. The fans. There's a big saying. Every one of us who have been there every year since it started. You come as a stranger, you leave as a friend, leave as family.
Yeah,
because you make such great friendships there.
It's a family reunion, man. It really is.
Every time, man. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
But hang in there for a second, guys. All right, and all you guys watching this tonight, thanks for hanging in there with us, man. Again, we had the band.
Be sure
Legacy.
to like, subscribe, and share.
Yeah, like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see y'all again soon. Is it wrong?